Hi guys, welcome to a brand new video. So as you can see today, it's just gonna be me. I'm gonna be tackling a couple of things today. First off, as you notice, I have the Pomni and the Jax plushie beside me. I don't know if you were watching our new podcast video the other day, but they definitely showed up there. And I'm gonna be discussing about upcoming things for the channel, well, specifically for my solo content. And also, I'm going to be doing another video, or should I say with this video, I have a bunch of stuff that arrived in the mail. And as you can see on the camera, I have one package right here. And then I also have another one right here. These two are different things in general, but I want to combine them in one video so that, I could like give my opinion on these type of things. And it's sort of the reason why I want to mention that for one of my future plans for this channel is that I'm going to be doing like something that I like to call like Ivan Rambles or something like that. So it's sort of like the discussion thing with me and Caspen, but the only difference is that I'm just basically by myself. If there's any interesting topics that I want to talk about, I want to voice my opinion on it so that you guys can hear what I have to say about like certain stuff. For example, I'm going to be talking about the wrestling community and the VTubing community, especially with a lot of things happening lately. So I'm going to be bringing those two up specifically in this video, sort of just like to give a heads up. And then in the end, I'm going to be also mentioning about other things that I'll be bringing forward to this channel as well. But without further ado, I want to get started with this one first. I believe I told you guys that in one instance or another, I actually gave my brother a PS5 as a gift out of the blue, but I wanted to have a chance to play on the PlayStation 5 so that I could go ahead and play a specific game. And that specific game is none other than this game right here, Tekken 8. So, like I said before, Tekken is one of my favorite, actually is my favorite fighting game franchise of all times. And actually, I'm sort of glad that I have this in my collection now. This is the Amazon launch edition, so this comes in with a custom controller skin. And what's interesting about that is that literally right before I asked my brother for a PS5, I bought myself a PS5 controller so that I don't have to borrow his. In case if me and him actually want to go on at it, then we could go ahead and do so. So I think with this is actually pretty sick because this is my first time looking at this too. And I've played the demo, thankfully, just to have like a heads up of see how it's like, I should say. I can't speak English. But yeah, I actually can't wait to pop this in the PS5 and start, trying this game out for myself and actually expand with the other characters. So, let me give this an open as well. And for those of you who have already played this, my main, or at least the one that I want to try to aim for is Jun Kazama. I was a huge fan of her in Tekken 2, and I'm glad that she was like an amazing character to play with on Tech Tournament 1 and 2. So I'm hoping to get a chance to actually do more with her now. And I kept myself free from any of the spoilers in the story mode, so I'm hoping to actually do some stuff with that as well. Okay, so this is the case. I can't wait. Inside. Oh no. See, this is what I'm scared of, especially when getting like something physical in the mail, is that the disc is usually like out of place. I'm just checking for like any scratches or whatsoever. I don't see any, so that's good. And then, there we go. What's cool about that is that I've got the Tekken decals, the Jin jacket controller. This is actually pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and put this on later. I'm going to do that off camera, and then if I remember to actually like show how it looks like on camera, then I'm going to go ahead and do so. But one thing that I want to bring up before I bring up the next box is that I want to talk quickly about the wrestling community. So this is sort of like going to be like an episode 1 of the Rambling series, but at the same time too, I also want to I'll expand more in the future when I actually do like my own topics and stuff. And so today's Monday, and I'm watching this, or I'm filming literally right before Monday Night Raw. So I live in Central Standard Time. So right now it's 5:50 according to my clock, and so about like a little over an hour should be the show. So and of course, the wrestling scene or the wrestling community has been gone under fire recently due to the big event that the Cody Rhodes and the Rock situation happening because of, Cody trying to finish his story and then the Rock trying to get the WWE belt from Roman Reigns. If you guys want my take of it, I really enjoy Cody Rhodes as a wrestler. I actually didn't want him to win the Royal Rumble originally. I wanted CM Punk. Like, I'm pretty sure like everyone was like trying to predict it with CM Punk. But when I knew that the runner-up would be Cody Rhodes, I was like, okay, if he wins, then I'd still be satisfied regardless, because not only is it a back-to-back Royal Rumble victory, but he'll finally get his chance to finish his story when he beats Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, because it just leads to it, right? So it all plays out, and then of course he wins. Thankfully, we see him pointing at Roman Reigns. Great stuff, leading to Monday Night Raw, with Seth trying to change his mind so that he would verse him instead of Roman Reigns. And then that following Friday, with that humongous controversy with Cody picking Seth instead of Roman Reigns. And then everyone feeling infuriated when The Rock came out, and then he was the one that stepped up against Roman Reigns. I do see some good and bad things when it comes to these type of things, but I'm more on the negative side of things. Like, yeah, it's cool to see The Rock come back again, but at the same time too, especially when it comes to the main event, right? When it's going to be Rock versus Roman Reigns. Say that it is happening, okay? I don't want to assume that it's going to be, but let's just say it is. I don't want to see part-timer versus part-timer main eventing WrestleMania. I think it's so dumb, because we've seen the organic growth of Cody Rhodes as a babyface all throughout like these past couple of years. Whether if he's like working outside of WWE or if he's working inside, his growth of status as a WWE superstar is just amazing. And it will be a final and send-off with everything if he finishes his story at WrestleMania, because that is his biggest accomplishment. Otherwise, like, with him versus Seth Rollins, I feel like that his Royal Rumble win was definitely pointless, and it should have just gone to another superstar regardless. But yeah, I'm at least, well, we could just hope for the best and see if like the executives in WWE, let alone TKO, would actually try to switch it on over back to Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. But again, only time will tell. Because the way how I imagine things would be, especially that CM Punk is injured, and they were supposed to have a WrestleMania match with him, or involve Punk at WrestleMania, but of course that's not happening due to his triceps tear. So he's out of the picture, and basically what I sort of had in mind is that if Seth is looking for a challenger to face him at WrestleMania, I think the best option would be Gunther, because in my opinion, just like how like one would transition from a transitional belt, I want to say transitional, but like make the title unique, like sort of like what Bobby Lashley did with the US title, and then he went for the World Heavyweight title, sort of like that type of thing, because you know that you're dominant with holding that secondary title, but then with that build up, you can straight up main event using that world title. So I feel like that if Gunther were to actually like compete against Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, that would have been amazing. And if he wins the World Heavyweight Championship title, I would be astonished and at the same time amazed. Because I feel like him as Intercontinental Champion is great, but seeing him as a World Champion, I think it would be even better because I think he's earned that position. But for him to try to either maintain keeping the IC title or actually combine the championship together at WrestleMania and win it, that would be unique. But what I suggest is that if he were to actually lose his title, I feel that he should have he would lose it to someone that's actually like had really great matches with him the past couple times I've seen him in the ring. Had good chemistry, and not only that, had a non-title victory against him. Not in a clean way, but still a victory nonetheless. And for those of you who I'm referring to, it's none other than Chad Gable, because I think he finally deserves his own solo title. And him winning the Intercontinental title from Gunther would be a great passing of the torch. And if he continues to build up, then hopefully one day Chad Gable will eventually become world champion as well. Because I have huge hopes for him because he's such a great wrestler. But that's sort of the way how I think of it. So that Seth has something to do at WrestleMania against Gunther, and then we keep the Cody Rhodes storyline against the Roman Reigns, and he finishes off his story so that we could finally take Cody Rhodes could take his shot and, put it on an actual wrestler who's not part-timing, who we don't see on screen, who will actually probably more than likely defend his title from time to time on weekly basis, on weekly television shows. That would be amazing. Now, I'm hearing rumors that they might actually do Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam, but in my opinion, I don't think that's going to work because it's not as big and impactful as it is, say, WrestleMania. Because WrestleMania is like the show where you want to be on, where you want to compete, and where you want to make a name for yourself. Yeah, you can do it at SummerSlam too, but it's not as big compared to WrestleMania. So why not have him compete at WrestleMania, no? And actually, win against Roman Reigns, and he could have the title for himself. And then not only that, proves to show that he is the biggest babyface ever in WWE. Because the other day I was watching NXT Vengeance Day, and I noticed that in the chat for the pre-show, everyone was literally saying, "We want Cody." He's becoming the world's biggest babyface. This is sort of like the Yes movement back in when like Daniel Bryan was like very popular, and everyone's like pushing him to win the world title. And lo and behold, WrestleMania 30, he became champion. 10 years later, now it's going to happen with another wrestler. I hope it happens. Cody Rhodes ends up having his voice heard, and he ends up winning the WWE title at WrestleMania. That would be amazing. Now, this actually has been sitting in my room for quite a while because I wanted to originally do this with Caspen, but we couldn't find like a topic to discuss on how we could do this, sort of like what we did with the HoloLive ID plushies right here. But it's sort of in relation to that, and you'll understand why. So let me open this real quick, and I'll show you guys what I mean. Okay, so they did send me the right item. That's perfect. So I'm not going to have to complain about this. So basically, for those of you who don't know what's been happening recently, especially when it comes to like HoloLive, Niji Sanji, there are a bunch of graduations and terminations that's been happening. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with those terms, so graduation means is that a VTuber in a respective industry, whether if it's like HoloLive or Niji Sanji, or even just the idol business in general, that means that you're quitting the job. So you're moving on to doing other things. So you're not part of that company anymore, but you're pursuing other things. So that's what graduating is. Termination, on the other hand, is pretty much straightforward. It's when a company idol breaks the rules of contracts. They basically lose their job immediately. No send-off, no nothing. You're just gone. So a couple of things have been happening recently, and as of today, of Monday, and they just announced that Selene Tatsuki had been terminated from her contract in Ichisanji. Oh my gosh, that was a little tough to sit through. But hey, at least I'm when she like becomes indie again as I believe it's Doki Bird. That's her new account. I'm glad that she's getting a lot of love there, and I'm honestly wishing all the best for her. Same and goes for like the ones that also like recently graduated, like Pomu Rainpuff, Kyo Kaneko is about to graduate soon, and I wish him all the best. There's another VTuber from a different agency that's also graduating. I wish her the best. Even back like in December, one of my favorite Indonesian streamers in Nijisanji, Mika Melatika, graduated, and I was devastated when she was gone. In my opinion, she had the best send-off, though, with her final line. One of the more recent terminations was Yozora Mel, and as much as I didn't really like watch her streams as much, but learning how she was when it came to her gen mates, everyone in Hololive, even when it comes to like the different branches in Hololive, she became like one of the most respected senpais to look up to. And all that she's been through mentally, physically, she basically persevered and continued on strong. She's not the most popular, in my opinion, when it comes to like Japanese Hololive VTubers, but I think she deserves all her flowers, though. All the credit that she deserves everything because she's able to put things in a way that could help her achieve her goals in a respective and I would say inspiring, but it's more like perseverance type of path. Because like if you don't know like what's happening with like Mel, like in the past couple of years, like her channel has been terminated before and she came back. Terminated again, she came back. All the stress that she's been through. And it's not just that too, but even like someone like affecting her personal life. But she was able to persevere through that. And then, of course, something happens with her contract being terminated of January of 2024. As much as like, yeah, like the CEOs of Hololive or like or Cover Corp in general, like Yago, for example, I'm pretty sure that it was hard for him to terminate her contract because of like how lovable and how respectable Yozora Mel is. And it's been so tough. And life goes on. So, I mean, she has another channel. I can't remember at the top of my head, but because of like how busy like things have been going on for her, she's been like suspending her different streams on like different websites too, if I'm not mistaken. And oh my gosh, and then the passing of her cat. It could be a more unfortunate timing. Honestly, I just wish for the talent behind Rosora Mel and then her new, and then I wouldn't say new, but her other persona, all the best because she really does try to push herself hard, and I'm honestly hoping the best for her. But to continue on with that, I have here. This is the relaxed time figure of Yozora Mel. So for if you've seen like the Cali one that I have up there and then the Aqua that I have right there, it's basically the same, only except this time I have Yozora Mel. And sort of like pay my respects for her. Just say thank you. Before I forget too, this isn't the first time that I'm going to be doing an unboxing because I actually filmed myself doing an unboxing way before when we originally started this channel. So, what I did around that time is that I basically opened up, I believe, 4 figurines, and then I displayed some merch, or not merch, but prizes that I won at round 1. For those of you guys who don't know what round 1 is, basically it's like a Japanese arcade found in the US. and I ended up going on a day when like a bunch of the rhythm gaming community was there, and so they were holding a tournament. And then while waiting for my turn to come up, I was basically going around like seeing if there were like any new figurines or like any new plushies in any of the crane games. Because if I'm not playing any of the dancing games, like I mentioned in the past couple videos, from time to time, I actually do like to try out the crane games. I'm decent at it. I'm definitely not the best, but that's more on like my brother's behalf. But thankfully for me, I ended up meeting a new friend there who was actually really, really good when it comes to these crane games. And he actually won, I want to say, 80% of the loot that I got at round one that day. So if you want me to actually post that, it's like a 40-minute video, but if you like me to actually open all of those up, or if you want to see me open them up and then like show you guys like all the stuff that I've got that time, I'd be definitely down to post that one day in the future. So yeah, just like what I mentioned earlier about the Cali one, he was the one that got that for me there. But I also got some stickers and plushies and other figurines, as I mentioned. So if you're interested, just let me know in the comments, and then I'll go ahead and try to get that out of the way. In the meantime, let's see how she is. So, relax time from Bandai Namco, Band Presto. Here we go. Let's open her up. Let's bring her out. Oh, she's disfigured. There she is. Now her girl and glory. Okay, let me set her up. Okay, there's her body. I'm gonna leave that down there. Okay, now let me get her head. There she is. Let me stick that on her. There we go. And then let me get her lower half. Let me place that on her. I'm impressed. This is actually really cute. Oh no, it won't stay on. I gotta push it in. Come on. Am I just not doing this right? I swear, I could do puzzles. Shouldn't be that bad. Come on. What, do I have it like facing the wrong way? No. I feel like I gotta push it in all the way. There we go. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now she's properly in position. That's super nice. This is cute. I like it. Oh my gosh. At least it's a good way to remember her now. So, one of her last figurines before her termination, and I'm glad I have this in my possession. So, honestly, again, I wish her all the best. And yeah, I mean, if you want this for yourself, you can definitely find this on like Amazon. Because I got this one off of Amazon, and I'm super happy for this too. Fun fact, I also got Aqua off of Amazon too, so this is pretty cool. I love it. Again, Yozora Mel is in my Oshi too, so Oshi is the idol that you enjoy. But again, I have my respects for her, and I'm glad I was able to have this in my collection too. But I also have one more surprise, because not only do I have Yozora Mel, she's also in the same gen as Yozora Mel. So let's open this up and I'll show you what I mean. Yep, cool. So basically, like I mentioned before with Mel, this one is her gen mate, and again, she also has fought so hard for trying to like be unique in her own way, because like when people knew her before, she was definitely like not the most popular, but because she changed herself in a unique way, she became one of the most, if not the most talked about Hololive member because of her alter ego. And for those of you who probably know who I'm talking about, it's none other than Akai Hato, or Hachima as we know her. This is cool. So this is Ban Presto's Relax Time, and this is Akai Hato. So how do I open this thing? This is actually like secured, unlike the other one. Oh, wait a minute. Is this tape? What the heck? Wait a second. There's gotta be an easier way to do this. I swear I know how to open this. I'm just trying to figure out like how to do so in a way where I don't damage the box. Good gracious. I somewhat got it. What do I have to pick like the worst tape that they actually just like don't easily like peel off? When you take it, they don't like have the entire tape go along with it all the way through. There we go. I think I got something going on. Oh my gosh. You guys are going to be watching Ivan struggles opening a box for, we'll call it like 15 minutes. Okay. I got an opening. I'm going to make it easier for myself now. At least I'm able to get this part. Let me just cut this with scissors. There we go. Almost. There we go. There we go. The Akai Hato box finally open. Jeez. Oh, there she is. Oh, a lot easier too. She's already put together. Unlike Mel. Hato-chan's good to go. I don't have to worry about her. Holy moly, I like this. This is cool. Yozora Mel's Genmei right here. Akai Hato Hachima. I'm glad I have her too. Now I was just trying to figure out where I'm going to be placing them up here, so at least they're in my collection, so this is awesome. Maybe just to relate with like Akai Hato or Hachima. So it's another thing that I was going to bring up for our channel too. It's not just like my rambling videos here, but I'm planning on doing something different in style in general, other than like our podcast and like gaming stuff. I want to go back to my high school phase, or like my college or my early college year phases, and I want to talk about creepypastas. Well, to be more specific, I want to do creepypasta readings. So as of this recording, I actually already filmed 3 videos that I wanted to do for the creepypastas. So the next upcoming Fridays, keep an eye on those, and let me know how it is. Of course, I'm not like the expert when it comes to like reading stuff, and I think my lighting is horrible, and the way how I like presented myself looks weird, but at the same time too, I had so much fun filming them. Depending on how well those do, I definitely want to do more creepypasta readings, at least my personal favorites. And just to give you guys like a heads up too, yeah, they're cheesy, yeah, they're a little cringe at the same time too, but I've definitely had my own unique twist on how I've developed and narrated these stories. I hope you guys enjoyed those, because I definitely had fun making those. But yeah, I think that's it from me today. So again, thank you guys for joining me in this episode. So again, here's Mel. Here's Akai Hato. And then here's my Tekken stuff right here. Bye guys. Peace. Keep an eye out for the next video. And laundry's done.